Have you or anyone from Reform UK been in touch with Elon Musk about his tweets on UK politics in recent days?
I haven't spoken to him for some time, well, a few days. He's tweeting about everything. He's tweeting about farming, he's tweeting about Keir Starmer's competence, he's tweeting about Tommy Robinson, he's tweeting about me, Reform UK. He has a whole range of opinions, some of which I agree with very strongly, and others of which I'm more reticent about. Oh, having him as a supporter is very helpful to our cause. I mean, goodness me. I mean, he's an absolute hero figure, particularly to young people in this country. So yes, he's very helpful indeed. Now look, everyone says, well, what about his comments on Tommy Robinson? Look, my position is perfectly clear on that. I never wanted Tommy Robinson to join UKIP. I don't want him to join Reform UK. And
Elon Musk has just unleashed on Starmer and his disastrous party a shocking sensation that makes you shudder. Starmer's dark past has resurfaced, and it's much more terrifying than anyone could have imagined. Do you remember when Keir Starmer was responsible for the prosecution of criminals? Musk's latest statements are alarming. He could have better protected the victims. In light of this scandal from the past, Starmer's problems in the economy seem insignificant. Musk claims that, as Attorney General from 2008 to 2013, Starmer allowed gang rapists to exploit young girls with impunity. It's just unbearable to realize the man who was supposed to protect these children let them down so cruelly. There is a bitter truth in Musk's words. The January report paints a grim picture of events in Rochdale during Starmer's time at the Crown Prosecution Service. It says that young girls have been left defenseless against groomer gangs for many years, and the police have been constantly confused in their investigations and have not had sufficient resources to deal with this organized violence.
Is this true? Is it going to happen?
I have absolutely no idea where this story comes from. It was a Sunday Times journalist that rang me on Saturday with it. I have literally no idea about this at all. What I do know is that Elon Musk is very supportive of me, what I'm trying to do, and he thinks that if Reform do well in the UK, we can bring about the same kind of change that he intends to do with Donald Trump in America. All of that is true. Yes, he is very supportive, but honestly, this idea of huge sums of money, well, let's put it like this, it hasn't been discussed with me.
But Musk isn't just talking about Rochdale. He claims that similar horrific events have occurred everywhere throughout Starmer's tenure as Attorney General. In England, there were gangs of migrant rapists who ruthlessly preyed on young girls committing gang rapes. This is absolutely unacceptable, and I would say that it should cause not only condemnation, but also anger. People were furious at this outrage and started complaining online, for which they were sent to prison. It sounds like madness. This is just shocking madness. How is this even possible? Yes, that's exactly what it is. We are talking about 5 long years when the justice system may not have provided assistance to children who needed protection the most. It's not just an old story, it's a real tragedy that continues to haunt us today. People are demanding a large-scale national investigation into the groomer gang scandal and are turning to Starmer for answers. Full of despair and outrage, the evidence provided by Musk cannot be ignored. This report covers the period from 2004 to 2013 and describes failed police investigations and a catastrophic lack of resources to combat organized exploitation.
Talks about a deal now.
that 100 million story, I mean, where the Sunday Times got that from, I have no idea. Probably some bloke.
So how much will it be then?
Probably some bloke down the pub.
You're in the pub all the time, it could be you.
Well, I do keep my ears open, it's very important. No, look, there are 2 things we talked about. Number one, what really fascinated me were the margins by which Trump won in the 7 key swing states. And the person behind that was, one, Elon Musk. I spent an hour going through with him what his strategy was, how he got new voters registered that weren't on the electoral register, how he used various tech tools to get out the vote on the day. There's some revolutionary stuff here. And I'm pledged to professionalising reform. I took copious notes yesterday. I've learnt a huge amount.
And he will help, X will help Reform UK at the election coming up.
He's already given me.
This, of course, created a feeling among people that Rospotrebnadzor was not coping with its duties, and this caused deep concern. In cases of serious crimes such as rape, it was Rospotrebnadzor that had to approve the charges. If they refused to do this, the criminals could have gotten away with it. Experts say that under Starmer, Rospotrebnadzor did not allocate sufficient funds for major investigations, which jeopardized work on critical cases. especially those related to child exploitation. Data from the period of his work shows an alarming decrease in the number of prosecutions for some serious crimes. These failures put people in danger. If dangerous criminals are not brought to justice, they can continue to cause harm. It's hard to even imagine the damage this could have caused, but we're talking about years, when the justice system may have let down those who needed protection the most. And all this was happening right in front of Starmer's eyes. With each new fact about his past, the Labour Party is plunging into a deep crisis. How can they claim to be fighting crime when their leader's reputation looks so depressing? Musk's recent comments about the state of the investment climate in the UK have caused a real resonance and made many people think about the future.
Considerable help.
We're targeting voters who can't
Understanding the process from start to finish, reaching disaffected communities who frankly feel there's no point voting for anybody, but just to get them to agree with you or to like me on TikTok or whatever, that just isn't enough. You know, you've got to get them registered, you've got to know who they are, you've got to get them to vote. Inevitably, given all the press stories, we did discuss money. Now, that's a negotiation we will go back and have again. He is not against giving us money. He hasn't fully decided whether he will. If he does, it wouldn't be anything like the ludicrous telephone numbers quoted in the Sunday Times. But the most important thing is this. This is what Musk said to me. He said, British politics now has a uni-party.
He frankly stated that very few companies would be willing to invest in the UK under Starmer, and that sounds like a wake-up call. This completely contradicts his promises of economic growth and prosperity, which are sounding increasingly hollow. Starmer talks about creating a stronger economy and attracting investment, but Musk sees the situation in a completely different way. He believes that the Labour Party's policy scares off investors, and this raises serious concerns. Why is this happening? The Labour Party intends to raise the corporate tax, which causes a real panic in the business environment. In addition, they plan to tighten regulation, especially in the technology sector, which does not suit companies seeking freedom of action and innovation at all.
There is very little to choose between the Labour and Conservative parties, and he genuinely fears that the mother country of the English-speaking world is frankly going down the tubes, and he agrees Britain needs reform. He is right behind me.
Seven-figure sum? Six-figure sum?
Well, who's to say? Wait and see how this all ends up, but he has not closed his mind towards helping us in any way that he can.
The statistics are also not encouraging. Since Starmer became the head of the party, the UK economy has been showing slow and painful growth. Inflation is hitting citizens' pockets and the unemployment rate is rising, leaving people in a state of anxiety and uncertainty. Musk knows how to recognize trends in time. He correctly assessed the potential of electric vehicles and space travel. Therefore, when he talks about economics, people hold their breath and listen to him attentively, and his forecasts are not encouraging. Musk believes that Labour can lead to an economic catastrophe, predicting a massive departure of companies and a sharp reduction in foreign investment. Other business leaders also expressed deep concern, especially over the Labour Party's plans for nationalisation and higher taxes, which only adds to the atmosphere of anxiety and uncertainty in the country.
Shouldn't we investigate it?
It was investigated.
No, it was. And
It was investigated. It was investigating. The report was published in 2022.
Musk is talking about a subject that Starmer knew about it when he was the head of the CPS, and he did nothing about it.
But that's not true. That's not true. That is just absolute lies. Elon Musk pointing fingers at Keir Starmer. Elon Musk supports Donald Trump, who is a multiple felon with serious civil liabilities for sex abuse.
Come on. You
Oh,
can't,
you're one of
can't-
those. You're one of those. You don't deal in reality. You don't deal with facts. Do you think Elon Musk is right to say that Tommy Robinson should be released from prison?
Let me put it this way. I think Tommy Robbins is a nuisance. Completely a nuisance.
But should he be released?
think-
Is Elon Musk right to say he should be released from prison?
First of all, I don't
It's a
even
yes
know.
or no.
If Musk is right, this could lead to job cuts, lower wages, and higher living costs for ordinary people. It's not at all what Starmer promised, but it's not just that. The economy is just the tip of the iceberg of Starmer's problems. Musk has important points, and they relate not only to finances. Something much more significant is on the horizon. Forget about the usual political dramas. Major changes are taking place in British politics. While the Labour Party is facing difficulties, the other party is rapidly gaining popularity, and they have an unexpected ally. Elon Musk, the tech billionaire known for his electric cars and space rockets. We're talking about Reform UK, and they're really succeeding. Musk believes that Reform UK could seriously undermine Labour's chances, and the numbers are starting to back up his words. Reformist Britain won 7 seats in the recent council elections, while Labour lost more than 20% of the vote. In one of the last polls, the Labour Party scored only 28%, losing to both the Conservatives and Reform UK. Reform UK won 30% of the vote in a region that was previously considered reliable for the Labour Party. Why are Labour voters turning to Reform UK? They are tired of Starmer's leadership and believe that he does not understand the problems of the working class. Reform UK positions itself as a party that really listens to ordinary people, and it's working. Experts say that Reform UK can receive strong support in traditional Labour spheres. See ya!